Good morning and welcome to another episode of Live Without Limits. Unlock your potential, ultimate blueprint to transform your mindset. The podcast where we help you break bad habits and unlock your potential for lasting success. I'm your host, Davida Shinsky, and today we're diving into a topic that so many of us struggle with: breaking bad habits, and more importantly, preventing them from returning. The title of today's show is Breaking Free: Steps to Overcome Bad Habits and Prevent Relapse. So, what exactly is a bad habit? Simply put, it's a repeated behavior that negatively affects your life in some way, whether it's procrastination, emotional eating, or scrolling endlessly on social media. These habits become automatic and are often triggered by specific situations, making them tough to break. I personally struggled with procrastination for years. I set grand goals, but constantly delay taking action. The root cause: it wasn't laziness, it was fear of failure. It wasn't until I recognized that emotional trigger that I could begin to change it. And trust me, breaking bad habits isn't just about stopping something, it's about replacing it with a healthier and more positive behavior. The key to success is consistency and self awareness. It's not about making huge, overwhelming changes overnight. It's about recognizing your triggers and building new, healthier habits gradually. This isn't just a short term fix, it's a long term strategy. So today, we're going to walk through the steps to break free from bad habits and ensure that you don't come back. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is recognizing and understanding the habit. The first step in breaking any habit is understanding it. Awareness is crucial. Why do we engage in these bad habits in the first place? More often than not, they're tied to our emotions and specific triggers. Maybe you're stressed, bored, or even overwhelmed, and your bad habit is a way to cope. Let's say your habit is to bite your nails when you're stressed. The habit may not be about the nails at all. It's about managing anxiety. It's that we don't get the root as to what the triggers are for these habits. It's almost impossible to change them. Start by observing when and where your bad habit occurs. Are you scrolling through social media when you're supposed to be working? Are you reaching for junk food when you're bored or upset? Keep a journal or use a habit breaking app to note down these moments. Journaling not only helps identify patterns, but also gives you the insight needed to make a shift. Mindfulness is another great tool. By being present in the moment, you can catch yourself before falling into your habitual behavior. Pause, breathe, and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Once you become aware of the trigger, you can begin to respond to it differently. So now we're going to talk about how to break some bad habits that involves self-awareness, discipline, and actionable strategies. So here are some effective ways to break bad habits. Identify your bad habits triggers. Reflect on what causes the habit. Is it stress, boredom, certain people, or specific environments? If you overeat when stressed, identify the stressors and replace the response with healthier coping mechanisms like deep breathing or exercise. Set clear goals. Define what you want to achieve and why you want to break the habit. Instead of, I want to stop procrastinating, say, I will complete my tasks by 3 p.m. each day to have free time in the evening. Replace the habit. Swap the bad habit with a healthier one that meets the same need. If you bite your nails when anxious, replace the habit by squeezing a stress ball or chewing gum. Use positive reinforcement. Reward yourself for progress to create innovation. Treat yourself with a small reward after a week of revisiting or resisting the habit. Start small. Break a habit into a smaller, manageable changes. If you are trying to cut down on sugar, start by eliminate sugary drinks before taking desserts. Change your environment. Remove temptations or triggers from your surroundings. If you're trying to stop smoking, avoid places where you typically smoke and keep cigarettes out of reach. Create an accountability system. Share your goal with a friend or join a support group. If you want to exercise regularly, partner with a workout buddy who keeps you accountable. Develop self-awareness. Practice mindfulness to catch your engaging in the habit. Pause and reflect every time you reach for your phone or out of boredom. Use visual reminders. Place notes, reminders, or cues in visible places to stay focused. Put a sticky note on your desk with a positive affirmation or your goal. Track your progress. Keep a journal or use an app to monitor your behavior and improvements. Track how many days you go without indulging in the habit to celebrate steaks. Or rather, let's say it this way. Track how many days you go without indulging in the habit and then celebrate with a steak. Practice self-compassion. Understand the slip-ups happen and are part of the progress. If you relapse, don't give up. Analyze what caused it and adjust your strategy. Use the if-then technique. Plan how to react when faced with a trigger. If I feel like skipping my workout, then I'll remind myself of how good I feel afterward. Avoid all or nothing thinking. Focus on gradual progress rather than perfection. Reducing screen time from 5 hours to 3 hours a day is progress, even if you're not yet at 1 hour. Leverage technology. Use apps or tools to block distractions or set reminders. Use productivity apps to limit time on social media if that's your bad habit. Visualize success. Picture how breaking the habit will positively impact your life. Visualize feelings energetic and healthy after quitting junk food. Practice delayed gratification. Pause before engaging in the habit to reduce its power. If you want to snack late at night, tell yourself to wait 10 minutes. Often the urge will pass. Seek professional help. Constant, or rather, let's say it this way, consult a therapist or a coach for structured guidance. Cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT can help you reframe thoughts and behaviors associated with a habit. Setting clear and realistic goals. Once you've recognized the habit, it's time to set goals to change it. But it's not enough to just say, I want to stop procrastinating. You need clear, realistic goals that will guide you toward success. This is where the concept of SMART goals comes in. Goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Instead of saying, I want to stop procrastinating, you can set a goal like, I will work on my project for 30 minutes every morning before checking my phone. It's specific and measurable. You know exactly what success looks like. Short-term goals are just as important as long-term ones. The idea is to build momentum. Achieving smaller goals gives you the confidence to tackle larger ones, and each success strengthens your belief that change is possible. Breaking bad habits is a process. Be kind to yourself and make sure that your goals are attainable. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. Setting realistic goals involves creating objectives that are achievable, measurable, and aligned with your current abilities, resources, and time frame. So here are some examples across various areas of life. Personal development. I will read 100 books this year. I will read one book per month, focusing on personal growth and enjoyment. I will become fluent in Spanish in 3 months. I will practice Spanish for 30 minutes daily using a language app and conversational practice to achieve basic proficiency in 6 months. Health and fitness goals. I will lose 20 pounds in 1 month. I will lose 1 to 2 pounds per week by eating balanced meals and exercising 4 to 5 times a week. I will run a marathon next month. I will start by running 2 miles 3 times a week and gradually increase my distance over the next 6 months. Here are some career goals. I'll become the CEO of my company within 1 year. I will gain realistic leadership experience by managing a small project and networking with senior leaders in my company within the next 6 months. Financial goals. I will save $50,000 this year on my $30,000 salary. I will save $200 per month by cutting non-essential expenses and building an emergency fund up to $2,400 by year end. Relationship goals. I'll resolve all relationship conflicts in one conversation. I will set aside time weekly to communicate openly and work on one issue at a time. Now, here are some things that we're going to talk about by replacing bad habits with positive ones. Because breaking a bad habit isn't just about stopping the negative behavior. You need to replace it with something positive. If you simply try to eliminate the habit without filling the void, you're likely to fall back into old patterns. So let's say that your bad habit is snacking late at night. Instead of just avoiding the kitchen, try drinking a glass of water or brewing a cup of herbal tea when the craving hits. You're still giving yourself something, but it's healthier. Another example is if you tend to scroll through social media when bored, replace that with a productive activity like reading a book or taking a quick walk. The key is to find something that feels rewarding and enjoyable so it can naturally replace the bad habit. Building positive habits creates a ripple effect in your life. Once you experience the benefits of a healthier habit, like increased energy or focus, it becomes easier to keep it going. Replacing bad habits with realistic and healthy ones require intentional planning and practical actions. So here are some ways that you can do it, such as identify the purpose of the bad habit, understand what need or emotion the bad habit fulfills: stress, relief, boredom, comfort. If you snack on junk food when stressed, the purpose is likely comfort and distraction. Choose a positive replacement. Replace the bad habit with an action that serves the same purpose but aligns with your goals. Instead of eating chips when stressed, you could drink herbal tea, do a quick breathing exercise, chew gum, or snack on sliced fruits and vegetables. Start small with achievable changes. Focus on incremental changes that are easy to adapt. If you want to stop procrastinating, start with a 10-minute task each day to build momentum instead of trying to overhaul your entire routine. Pair the replacement with triggers. Use the same trigger to cue a new, healthier behavior. If you bite your nails during meetings, replace that action with doodling or using a stress ball. Use visual or environmental cues. Set up your environment to remind and encourage the new habit. If you want to stop scrolling on your phone before bed, place your phone in another room and replace it with a book that you by your nightstand. Create rewards for the new habit. Reinforce the new behavior with small rewards to make it more appealing. If you go for a walk instead of smoking, treat yourself to your favorite podcast or music during the walk. Practice self awareness. Nothing or notice when you're about to engage in a bad habit and consciously switch to the replacement. If you feel the urge to complain, pause and write down something you're grateful for instead. Involve an accountability partner. Share your goal with someone who can encourage you and hold you accountable. Tell a friend you're replacing nightly Netflix binges with a workout and share your progress with them. Be patient and consistent. Habits take time to form. Focus on small, consistent progress. If you're replacing a habit of late night snacking with journaling, commit to journaling for at least 5 minutes every night, even if it feels awkward at first. Track your progress. Use a habit. Use a habit tracker to measure how often you successfully replace the bad habit. Track the days that you meditate instead of stress eating using a calendar app. One of the most effective ways to stay on track is by creating a support system, whether it's a friend or a family member, coach, or accountability group. Having someone in your corner can make all the difference. Share your goals with someone that you trust. They can hold you accountable and offer encouragement when you feel like giving up. If you're comfortable, join a support group, whether online or in person, surrounding yourself with others who are on a similar journey that can incredibly motivate you. So don't be afraid to ask for help and guidance. Sometimes just knowing that you have someone rooting for you is enough to keep you going. Creating a support system is vital for personal and professional growth, emotional resilience, and achieving goals. So here are some ways to build and nurture a strong supportive system. Identify your needs. Clarify what kind of support you need, whether it's emotional, practical, informational, or social. If you're starting a business, you may need mentors for guidance and peers for encouragement. Connect with family and friends. Reach out to people that you trust and feel comfortable with, sharing your goals and challenges with. Ask a close friend to check in with you weekly or share your goals with family members who encourage your progress. Join community groups. Participate in local or online groups that share interests, such as hobby clubs, fitness groups, or professional associations. Join a book club, a yoga class, or an entrepreneur event. Establish accountability partners, a partner with someone who shares similar goals to keep each other motivated. If you're working on fitness goals, find a workout buddy or exercise regularly. Attend support groups. Join groups focused on specific challenges such as grief, addiction recovery, or chronic illness. Look for in-person meetings or online support groups through platforms like Meetup or local community centers. Be positive. Don't wait for others to reach out. Take the initiative to build and maintain connections. Invite a colleague to lunch or message a friend to catch up. Managing triggers and stress. Triggers are often the underlying cause of the bad habits: stress, boredom, fatigue. These emotions can drive us to seek comfort in our bad habits. The key to breathing free. In learning to manage these triggers, first identify what your common triggers are. Is it work stress, boredom, at home? Once you know the trigger, you can put strategies in place to manage it. For stress, consider mindfulness or relaxation techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or physical exercise. When boredom strikes, have a list of productive or fun activities on hand. The goal is to respond to the trigger in a healthier way before your habit kicks in. Triggers for stress are internal or external events, situations, or conditions that cause the body to respond with heightened alertness or tension. These triggers can vary from person to person depending on individual experiences, temperament, and resilience. Common stress triggers include work-related stressors, too much work to handle within a short time frame, pressure to meet unrealistic or tight deadlines, disagreements with colleagues, managers, or clients, fear of losing a job or financial instability, feeling powerless over work tasks or outcomes, arguments or tension within family members, miscommunications or lack of trust in a romantic relationship, expectations to conform to the other's standards or maintain appearance, loneliness or lack of emotional support from others, constant loud or irritating noises, feeling overwhelmed in busy or overcrowded areas, messy or disorganized surroundings, life changes, moving, changing jobs, or starting a new school, lack of clarity about the future or major decisions, death of a loved one, divorce, or experiencing a natural disaster, coping with ongoing medical conditions or pain, fear of diagnosis or medical procedures, responsibility for someone else's well-being, such as elderly parents or children, feeling helpless in situations where outcomes are unpredictable, dwelling on past mistakes, or feeling of inadequacy, comparing yourself to others, especially through social media. Now, finally, breaking down habits and preventing relapse is also about consistency. Change doesn't happen overnight, so it's important to stay patient, persistent. There will be days when you slip up, and that's okay. The day is to get back on track and to soon be as possible. Staying motivated can be tough, so reward yourself for every small success. Celebrate progress, even if it's just avoiding a bad habit for a day. This helps reinforce the new behavior. Breaking a bad habit is a journey, not a race. Keep your focus on long-term success, and over time, the bad habit will lose its hold on you, preventing a relapse, whether related to a habit, behavior, or addiction. Requires consistency, effort, self-awareness, and proactive strategies. So now, here are some ways to prevent a relapse. Recognize the situation, that people, emotions, or environments that may lead to a relapse. If stress leads to overeating, avoid high stress environments or prepare alternative coping mechanisms. Create a structured plan to address personal challenges. Write down strategies like calling a friend, journaling, or engaging in a hobby when tempted. Avoid high-risk situations. Stay away from environments or situations that increase the likelihood of relapse. If you're recovering from alcohol addiction, avoid bars or parties where alcohol is present. Manage stress effectively. Learn healthy coping mechanisms to deal with stress, which is a common trigger. Practice yoga, meditation, or exercise to manage stress levels. To recap, breaking a bad habit starts with awareness, setting realistic goals, replacing bad habits with a positive one, building a support system with realistic and managing triggers and staying consistent. Remember, this process takes time, and every small step towards forward is progress. So thank you for joining me today. And if you're serious about breaking a bad habit, take the first step today, and you've got this. Wow. Now, remember that expression. You've got this. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips and strategies on how to unlock your potential and live a life without limits. I'll see you in the next episode where we'll dive deeper into wellness and health. And remember, every step you take towards breaking a bad habit is a step towards becoming your best friend. And always remember, you have control over your life, and you have to be the one to decide what you're going to do to control that life and live the best quality of life possible.